Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Willow Rose Moondancer and I make videos here on YouTube about Wicca, and I also have a blog called wiccansartwicked.com. Today we are going to be talking about Wiccan traditions. So just like in Christianity where they have different denominations like Baptist, Catholic, United, all of those, Wicca also has various denominations, if you will. So they have the same basic principles, but the details on how they do them or the smaller beliefs within, those are different. So today we're going to go tradition by tradition and talk about the different beliefs and the different things that they do within them. Obviously, this is not a list of every single tradition. There are tons and tons and tons of them. These are just the most commonly talked about traditions. So first we have the Gardnerian. I think that's how you say it. I apologize if it's not. But it is a tradition that was that started in the 1950s, which was when the witchcraft laws in England no longer existed. At this time, Gerald Gardner came out of the broom closet, if you will, and created this tradition. He rewrote rituals of his coven for more accuracy. It's coven exclusive, so you cannot practice this tradition as a solitary Wiccan, and it has a degree system in which one learns the craft. You must be initiated into the coven, so someone has to ask you to come into the coven and they initiate you that way. You can't just join. This tradition practices in Skyclad. And then we have the Alexandrian tradition. So Alexander's founded the tradition in 1960. It was inspired by the Gardnerian tradition. It is also coven-based, so you cannot practice it if you are a solitary practitioner. They are also sky-clad, and they do have similar rituals. The main difference is that they put an emphasis on ceremonial magic. And then there is the Georgian tradition. So George Patterson founded it in the 1970s. The followers of this tradition were referred to as the Georgian Church. Its rituals were inspired by the Gardnerian and the Alexandrian traditions, but they added various other elements to make it their own as well. Some covens even have their own members write rituals. More often, it would be a high priest or priestess that would prepare rituals in the various other traditions. And some covens are sky-clad and some are not. Then we have CX Wicca. So Raymond Buckland founded it in 1973. He was the protege of Gardner, and he actually taught Gardner's tradition for many years, but over time he saw some flaws and decided to create his own. So it's based on Saxon traditions, and each coven actually decides whether they want to be sky-clad or robed in their coven, and initiation can be done through the coven or through self-study, which is different from the previous traditions. It's a very new idea. And then we have Dianic Wicca. So Dianic Wicca is very goddess-based. It has very little talk of the god. The goddess is worshipped in all three of her aspects: the maiden, the mother, and the crone. Since the 1970s, the Dianic Wicca has been seen as part of the feminist movement in Wicca. And some covens actually are female only. Then we have the Celtic tradition. So it's based on ancient Celtic and Druidic deities and beliefs. It has an emphasis on magical and healing powers of plants, minerals, gnomes, fairies, and elemental spirits. and some of the rituals are gardener based. And then we have Green Wicca. This is one of the traditions that I am more leaning to. I don't think I necessarily have a tradition personally, but this is one I'm very interested in. So it focuses on nature. So obviously Wicca in itself is a nature-based religion, but this tradition really hones in on the nature aspect. The other ones had a lot to do with magic and rituals and stuff like this, but people who follow the green tradition work very closely with earth, trees, they work with herbs, plants, flowers, and they do all of these for medicinal purposes and for their magical value. They also draw upon folklore and folk religion as well as folk magic. It's very common for people who practice Green Wicca to have their own herb gardens, and they're just their own gardens in general. The deities worshipped in Green Wicca vary depending on the Wiccan. However, they all tend to acknowledge the Earth Mother or a series of nature spirits that they look upon as deity. So, for instance, I work very closely with Gaia, and she's from the Greek pantheon. Someone could be very connected to the Egyptian pantheon and connect with the Earth Mother of that pantheon, and that would be the same. It would be fine. They work a lot with spirits of nature. They work with the dead. This could be animals or human. And the Fae are a big part of their tradition as well. Then we have hereditary. So this tradition is typically not, someone who is a hereditary witch is someone who usually isn't exclusively hereditary. So hereditary witch or Wiccan is someone who was born into it. So I hope someday that I have a family and my children will be hereditary Wiccans because I raised them as Wiccan. However, if my children are born Wiccan, they are hereditary, but they could also practice Green Wicca or Celtic Wicca. So usually hereditary is paired up with one of the other traditions. And then the last one we're going to talk about is also the most common form of Wicca in the modern day, and it is eclectic. So it is especially common in solitary practitioners. It takes bits and pieces of various traditions and mushes it all together into one. You can also take different practices from various other pagan religions, so like you can incorporate shamanism into your Wicca tradition. You could also take various parts of other religions altogether and add it to your tradition. So you could include Buddhism or Hinduism or something like that. As long as whatever you're adding keeps in line with the general idea of the Wiccan Rede, I see no issue why you couldn't do that. But yeah, that is all the traditions we're going to talk about today. Remember that, as I said earlier, just because these are the ones I listed does not mean that these are the only ones there are. I know that there is also Dragon Wicca off the top of my head, and that's something that we haven't talked about. But yeah, if there's a certain tradition that I haven't talked about and you would like me to talk about it, let me know in the comments. And also let me know what tradition you follow or which ones you're at least interested in. I'd love to hear about it. But yeah, that is everything for today. Make sure you check out my blog, wiccansartwicked.com. I make posts every Wednesday and Friday. And make sure you follow me here because I make videos every Monday and Thursday. And until next time, blessed be.